Park Seong-ah was a high school student who lived in South Korea, but she was not like other students. She had a special job too. She was a shaman. Shamans help people with problems by using special ceremonies and magic. One morning, Seong-ah was very busy. She was doing a shamanic ceremony to help a family. The place was filled with colorful cloths, candles, and the sound of drums. Even though she wanted to finish carefully, she had to leave soon because she had a big exam at school. She hurried to get ready and ran to school as fast as she could. Her best friend Ji-ho was waiting for her. Ji-ho was a kind friend who always helped Seong-ah. Today, Ji-ho helped her sneak into school quietly so that she could arrive just on time for the exam. Seong-ah felt a little worried but was glad to be at school now. During the test, Seong-ah tried hard to focus, but it was difficult. In her mind, she was thinking about her shaman duties and all the people who needed her help. Doing schoolwork and being a shaman was very hard. She often felt tired and distracted. She thought about studying at home, but at home, it was never quiet because spirits and family matters always asked for her attention. So she decided she would stay at school all night to quietly study and prepare for her lessons. She really wanted to get good grades so she could go to university and live a normal life, without so many worries. But at night, when she was at home, her spirit mother appeared. Unlike an ordinary mother, she not only cared for Seong-ah, but also offered her shamanic guidance. She told Seong-ah to focus more on being a shaman because many people depended on her. The spirit mother reminded her that helping others was very important. Many people came to Seong-ah's door, asking for help. In Korea, shamans are known to help people by talking to spirits and giving blessings to stop bad luck or fix family troubles. One day, a man named Gyeon-woo came to Seong-ah with his grandmother. Gyeon-woo had been very unlucky lately. He had met with many accidents and seemed always to be in danger. Seong-ah had a vision about him. In her vision, she saw Gyeon-woo walking upside down. In shamanism, this was a very bad sign. It meant someone was close to dying. She felt worried and wanted to help him. Seong-ah remembered a sad time before, when she had tried to save another man who was also very unlucky. Sadly, he had died in an accident. That experience was so scary it almost hurt her too. At school, things were not easy for Seong-ah. Most of her classmates ignored or avoided her. The only person who was kind to her was Ji-ho. Because of this, Seong-ah often felt very lonely. The next day, Seong-ah was surprised to see Gyeon-woo at school. He had become a new transfer student in her class. Later, after school, while Seong-ah was walking home, she saw Gyeon-woo in danger again. A car was coming fast. Seong-ah quickly ran and pulled him out of the way just in time. This made her want to protect him even more. To help Gyeon-woo be safe, Seong-ah decided to visit a very respected shaman from her town. This shaman gave her special charms, small papers and objects with magical words. People believed these charms could protect someone from bad luck or danger. Seong-ah stayed up all night trying to study and take care of her chores. But the next day at school she was so tired that she fainted in class. She had to lie down in the infirmary and could not give Gyeon-woo the special charms. Not giving him the charms made her worried. So she put on her shaman robes and called Gyeon-woo's grandmother. She said that to make the charms work, Gyeon-woo needed to visit her again. But when they came, Gyeon-woo did not believe in shamans or charms at all. He thought Seong-ah was just pretending and trying to get money from people by acting like she could help. He was angry and left with his grandmother without taking the charms. Shortly after, Seong-ah had another vision. This time, she saw Gyeon-woo in trouble in water. He was drowning, and she knew he might die by water if she didn't help. At school, another student was very scared. He had seen a water ghost in the school restroom. The ghost frightened him so much that after his second sighting he became very sick and had to go to the hospital. Seong-ah looked closely. She saw water stains on the walls of the restroom. Even though the restroom was for boys, she went inside carefully. There, she found the ghost. The ghost looked sad and lost. Seong-ah promised the ghost she would help her pass peacefully into the afterlife and find rest. Suddenly, Gyeon-woo and some other boys walked into the restroom. The ghost became angry and tried to attack Gyeon-woo. Seong-ah quickly used water mixed with shamanic charms to stop the ghost and protect him, but instead of saying thank you, Gyeon-woo got even more annoyed. He thought Seong-ah's strange ways were foolish. Even though Gyeon-woo did not believe in her, Seong-ah still wanted to keep trying to save him. She knew it was her duty as a shaman, and someday she hoped he would understand. After the scary incident in the school restroom with the water ghost, The school punished the students for causing trouble, and everyone had to clean the school together. They scrubbed the floors, wiped the windows, and even cleaned the storeroom. While cleaning, Seong-ah found something very strange. She saw another harmful spirit trapped in the storeroom. The spirit looked angry and restless. This showed Seong-ah that the school had many unhappy ghosts who were causing problems for the students. At home that night, her spirit mother visited her again. The spirit mother handed Seong-ah new special charms. These charms had been made by the respected shaman Seong-ah had visited before. Seong-ah had lost her old charms during her fight with the water ghost, so she needed new ones to protect Gyeonwoo. The next day, Seong-ah worked very hard to put these magic charms close to Gyeonwoo to keep him safe. She asked her best friend Ji-ho to help. Ji-ho was always brave and smart, and together they made a plan to sneak a charm into Gyeonwoo's phone case. They stole his phone quietly while he was not looking, but just as they finished, Gyeonwoo's grandmother caught them. To avoid trouble, they quickly said they had only found the phone lying on the floor. When Gyeonwoo came to get his phone, Seong-ah invited everyone to share a meal at Gyeonwoo's house. It was a perfect chance for her to secretly put more charms in his room. At the meal, Gyeonwoo's grandmother cooked delicious and warm food. The house felt cozy, but it was clear that Gyeonwoo had lived a very hard life without his parents. Seong-ah shared that her parents had also left her, and that now she lived with an adoptive mother who cared for her. Later, while sneaking into Gyeonwoo's room to hide the charms, Seong-ah and Ji-ho found something surprising. They saw shiny medals from when Gyeonwoo was a star archer. But just as they were looking, Gyeonwoo walked in. He said he quit archery long ago and did not want friends or people around him because he did not like anyone. Even though Gyeonwoo was cold, Seong-ah managed to hide the charms without being noticed. As Seong-ah left to help other clients, Gyeonwoo's grandmother quietly thanked her. She knew that Seong-ah was the shaman who was trying to protect her grandson. The next day at school, a rumor began to spread fast. Students said that Gyeonwoo was once involved in a serious arson case at his old school. Many students started to avoid him, making Gyeonwoo feel even more alone and lonely. But Seong-ah believed in Gyeonwoo. She felt he was a good person who just had bad luck. That evening, when Gyeonwoo went home, his grandmother left food outside for a friend, Seong-ah. Gyeonwoo followed and angrily accused Seong-ah of making his grandmother work hard for her sake because of her shaman duties. Suddenly, Seong-ah had a vision. She saw Gyeonwoo upside down and surrounded by flames. This meant his danger was connected to fire. She knew something bad could happen if she did not act quickly. The next day, Gyeonwoo went to the storeroom at school, feeling the cold stares and discomfort from his classmates. Suddenly, a fire started. Smoke filled the air, and the flames grew fast. Seong-ah learned that the charms she placed to protect Gyeonwoo had been tampered with by another shaman who did not like Seong-ah's spirit mother. The other shaman wanted to make trouble. Seong-ah rushed to the storeroom and found Gyeonwoo trapped near the fire. He was scared and haunted by guilt. In the past, a fire had hurt his friend, and Gyeonwoo blamed himself for what happened. The fire now was caused by the angry ghost trapped in the storeroom. Just as the fire grew stronger, Ji-ho came running in with a fire extinguisher. Together, they put out the flames and saved Gyeonwoo from danger. Even after this, the school quietly whispered that Gyeonwoo started the fire on purpose. Gyeonwoo felt hurt and misunderstood. As he was leaving school, the archery coach from the school saw him. The coach remembered Gyeonwoo from a big archery championship. He invited Gyeonwoo to join the school team again. The coach knew about Gyeonwoo's hard past, being abandoned and falsely blamed for things. But Gyeonwoo refused. He didn't want his grandmother to see him be hated by others again. Later, Gyeonwoo's grandmother visited Seong-ah. She asked Seong-ah to be kind to Gyeonwoo and explained how bad luck had followed him all his life. It was so bad that even his parents left him. Then Seong-ah reached for the grandmother's hand, only to realize she wasn't there. It was her spirit. Gyeonwoo's grandmother had passed away. The spirit grandmother asked Seong-ah to watch over Gyeonwoo because he was now truly alone in the world. Seong-ah quickly put on her shaman robes and rushed to the funeral house where Gyeonwoo was. But just as she was about to enter, Gyeonwoo stopped her. Seong-ah was sitting quietly outside the funeral home where Gyeonwoo's grandmother lay. She watched with a sad heart as many of Gyeonwoo's relatives came to pay their respects. But none of these relatives talked to Gyeonwoo directly. They seemed to avoid him and acted like he was not really part of the family. It made Seong-ah's heart ache to see Gyeonwoo sitting alone, feeling left out. Then, when Gyeonwoo's own parents arrived, something even worse happened. They pushed Gyeonwoo away, refusing to let him come into the room with them. Feeling very lonely and hurt, Gyeonwoo had no choice but to leave the funeral room by himself, with no one to comfort him. Far away from this, something serious was happening with Seong-ah's spirit mother. The spirit mother's name was General Dong Cheon. She was very powerful and kind, like a strong leader of shamans. That day, General Dong Cheon and a group of other shamans gathered together to perform a special and important ritual. They went to a house that was haunted by very strong and dangerous spirits. The spirits were full of bad energy, and they made the house feel scary and unhappy. During the ritual, General Dong Cheon tried her best to protect everyone else in the group. But while doing this, she was touched by a very dangerous curse. This curse was strong and filled her with pain. Because the spirits in the house were so powerful, General Dong Cheon decided she could not make them leave. Instead, she used her magic to seal the house so nobody else could enter. The spirits would stay trapped inside, but the house would be closed forever for safety. Later, the shamans discovered something unusual. They found out that a person had given herself to the spirits, making the bad spirits more powerful and harder to stop. This explained why it was so difficult to get rid of the spirits in the first place. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo, now without his grandmother and feeling completely alone, started to feel very sad and empty inside. Seong-ah watched him carefully and saw that a new ghost was near him. This ghost was called a suicide ghost. It was a spirit that wanted people to give up on life and lose hope. This ghost whispered terrible thoughts to Gyeonwoo, trying to make him feel hopeless. Seong-ah was determined to help Gyeonwoo. She asked her spirit mother, General Dong Cheon, for advice on how to protect him from the dangerous suicide ghost. General Dong Cheon said something very important. First, she said the most important thing was for Gyeonwoo to want to live and find reasons to be happy again. Without the wish to live, no magic would work. Second, she told Seong-ah that she needed to become a human charm. This meant that whenever Seong-ah touched Gyeonwoo, even in small ways, the ghost's power would be pushed away, and Gyeonwoo would be safer. From the very next day, Seong-ah tried many funny and creative ways to touch Gyeonwoo without him realizing it. Sometimes it was a quick tap on the shoulder or brushing his hand when passing something. Other times, she made small games to get close to him, all to keep him protected silently. At the same time, good news spread at school. The students learned that Gyeonwoo was not the one who caused the fire in the school's storeroom after all. The archery coach spoke to the students and told them the truth, defending Gyeonwoo's name. This helped Gyeonwoo feel a little less angry and lonely. One afternoon, after school, Seong-ah quietly followed Gyeonwoo because she worried about him. But to her surprise, he noticed her. They started walking together to a special quiet place. This place was where people kept photos of their loved ones who had passed away. Gyeonwoo brought pictures of himself and his grandmother. Together, they carefully placed the photos there as a way to remember her. As Seong-ah looked at the pictures, tears filled her eyes. She could see how happy Gyeonwoo's grandmother was in one photo, smiling brightly because Gyeonwoo had won a gold medal in archery. Gyeonwoo felt his own eyes get wet too. At that moment, the suicide ghost's power began to fade away, little by little. Later on, Gyeonwoo went back to the archery field for the first time since he had quit. The archery coach watched quietly from a distance. The next day at school, while working on a class project, Seong-ah noticed something strange. One of her classmates had a baby ghost following them around. She remembered her spirit mother had told her about 3 types of ghosts: smiling ghosts, dancing ghosts, and baby ghosts. Baby ghosts were the hardest to comfort because they were sad and wanted attention. They did not leave easily. Meanwhile, the archery coach gently encouraged Gyeonwoo to try archery again, even if just to say goodbye properly to his sport. As Gyeonwoo practiced, the suicide ghost became weaker and eventually disappeared for good. Seong-ah made another special protective charm, this time to stop the baby ghost from bothering Gyeonwoo. The next morning, she carefully hid this charm under his desk. While she did this, she talked quietly with Gyeonwoo about how much he loved archery. For the first time in a long while, Gyeonwoo started to feel closer to Seong-ah. He saw her as someone bright and brave. At that moment, Seong-ah tried to give Gyeonwoo a high five, but accidentally held his hand instead. Gyeonwoo did not pull away. Instead, he held her hand back. After the sweet moment when Seong-ah tried to give Gyeonwoo a high five, but ended up holding his hand instead, both of them found it hard to focus. Their feelings for each other were new and confusing. Seong-ah often caught her thoughts drifting away from her schoolwork, while Gyeonwoo felt nervous every time he looked at her. Their friendship was starting to change, and neither of them was sure how to act. Later, Seonga helped her spirit mother, General Dong Cheon, prepare for another important ritual. This ritual was to try to get rid of the powerful evil spirit locked inside the haunted house. While they worked carefully, her spirit mother reminded her gently that she had only 8 more days left to protect Gyeonwoo. Time was running out, and the danger was growing. As they arrived at the haunted house to start the ritual, 2 young streamers showed up. They had come to live stream from inside the spooky house. Seong-ah saw them right away and warned them about how serious their mistake was. She told them that coming into a haunted place without permission was dangerous. The streamers left, but later, when the 2 shamans had gone, the streamers snuck back inside secretly. Soon, something terrible happened. One of the streamers became possessed by the evil spirit inside the house. The spirit used him to try and hurt the other streamer. It was a scary and dangerous moment, showing how powerful the spirits in the house were. The next morning, Seong-ah wanted to protect Gyeonwoo, even when she could not be near him. She made a special stand-in for the human amulet, a small lip balm with cartoon eyes, a nose, and lips drawn on it. She gave this funny little charm to Gyeonwoo in the most awkward way, not knowing how to explain it properly. Gyeonwoo was surprised but accepted the lip balm as a sign of her care. That day, Seong-ah noticed something strange following the school bully. It was not the bully himself, but a ghost dog. His dead pet that stayed close to him even after passing away. She softly whispered, "How cute." But Jiho and Gyeonwoo were shocked. They thought she had been talking about the bully. Seong-ah smiled and explained to Jiho about the dog ghost, who was quietly protecting the boy. Meanwhile, Seong-ah's spirit mother received news that the 2 streamers who went into the haunted house were in very bad condition. Knowing the danger, she decided to hold a small ritual to help bring their souls back. Seong-ah left school right away to help with the ritual. At the same time, Yeom-hwa appeared at school and visited Gyeonwoo. She threw salt at him, calling him a newly deceased, which was very disrespectful and frightening. She said that Gyeonwoo's death was coming soon, making him feel scared. It was revealed that Yeom-hwa had been hired by Gyeonwoo's parents to protect themselves from him, because they feared the strange happenings around him. Unfortunately, Gyeonwoo, feeling confused, left Seong-ah's precious amulet in his room instead of carrying it with him, a mistake that made him more vulnerable. The next day at school, rumors started to spread fast. Some students noticed that Seong-ah looked very much like the shaman caught on camera at the haunted house. Slowly, more students began to suspect that Seong-ah was a shaman too. This made life at school difficult for her, but Gyeonwoo got angry and stepped in. He told the students he hated shamans and was upset that Seong-ah didn't stand up for herself to defend who she was. Later, Jiho shared a special moment with Gyeonwoo. He told him how, when he first met Seong-ah, he helped her smile through her pain and sadness. Jiho admitted that he had a crush on her, which made Gyeonwoo think deeply about their friendship. Seong-ah and her spirit mother went to cleanse the haunted house once again. On their way back, they met Gyeonwoo. Trying to prove to others that Seong-ah was not a shaman, Gyeonwoo grabbed Seong-ah's arm and told her to pull the mask from her face. Seong-ah agreed at first, but quickly changed her mind. Moments later, he sent her a message, asking to meet. She ran to find Gyeonwoo. While they were together, the lights suddenly went out, and a heavy darkness filled the air. The darkness drew ghosts closer to them, making the air cold and tense. At that moment, flashbacks showed the tough times Gyeonwoo had faced, how Yeom-hwa once threw salt at him, and how he had learned to smile even when he was hurting inside. Feeling sorry for how he had been acting, Gyeonwoo apologized to Seong-ah. She smiled and gave him a warm hug, and her gentle touch helped keep the nearby spirits away. The next day, the two shared many adorable and sweet moments at school. Gyeonwoo had decided not to quit archery after all. His coach was happy, and the team began preparing him for the initiation rite. He would have to enter the haunted house and return within an hour. Meanwhile, Seong-ah was carrying props for another cleansing ritual when she bumped into Yeom-hwa. Seong-ah thought she was one of General Dong Cheon's shamans, and Yeom-hwa just played along. Then she pulled off Seong-ah's mask and told her to dance for the ritual. It was a strange moment filled with tension. Right then, Gyeonwoo reached the haunted house and saw Seong-ah dancing with Yeom-hwa. Seong-ah, the girl who'd been helping him all this time, was dancing happily with the shaman who'd been tormenting him for years. They looked like close friends. Gyeonwoo didn't understand why she'd never told him she was a shaman, or about her friendship with Yomhua. Feeling hurt and confused, he turned away and walked off down the street by himself. What Gyeonwoo did not know was that because he was standing outside all alone, many spirits began to gather near him. These spirits were drawn to his loneliness and sadness. They whispered quietly around him, their voices soft but full of coldness and trouble. The air around Gyeonwoo seemed to turn colder, and an uneasy feeling crept into his heart. Meanwhile, Seonga had noticed that Gyeonwoo had left. She felt worried for him. She went after him, finding him sitting on the curb, looking lost and unhappy. She wanted to say sorry for not telling him the whole truth sooner. She wanted to explain everything clearly and make him understand why she had kept secrets. But when she tried to talk to him, Gyeonwoo did not want to listen. His eyes were full of hurt and distrust. He told her to leave him alone and walked away quietly. Back at the haunted house, Seonga's spirit mother, General Dongcheon, stood with a group of powerful shamans outside. They said a dangerous spirit was trapped inside. Not just any ghost, but one trying to become an evil god through a special ritual that was being performed inside the house. General Dongcheon explained with a serious voice that the person doing the ritual was giving up their own life to help the spirit become stronger and more powerful. The evil spirit needed to kill 100 people before it could become a full god. The worst part was that this number was almost complete. The shamans and General Dongcheon worked hard, performing a ritual to seal the house so no one could get inside. At another time, Seonga had asked Gyeonwoo for something important, to stay friends with her for just 5 more days. She promised that during that time, she would do everything she could to keep him safe. Later, Seonga learned more about Yomhua and what Yomhua was really planning behind the scenes. It seemed Yomhua had some secret mission connected to the evil spirit and the terrible ritual, but no one knew exactly what it was yet. The very next day at school, all the students noticed something new between Seonga and Gyeonwoo. There was a strange feeling in the air whenever they were together. Sometimes they looked at each other with mixed feelings, sadness, hope, and something like fear of the truth. Seong-ah decided it was time to be completely honest. She took Gyeonwoo and their good friend Ji-ho up to the school rooftop, where the air was fresh and quiet. Sitting in the soft sunlight and feeling the gentle breeze, Seong-ah told them both the full truth. She shared that she was a shaman, and that she had been helping Gyeonwoo because she believed in him and wanted to protect him from the bad spirits that followed him. She explained all the dangers that had come near, and how she had done everything to keep him safe, even when he didn't believe her. But even after hearing the truth, Gyeonwoo stayed upset. He still felt like Seong-ah's friendship had been based on something hidden and not honest. He said he didn't trust that she only wanted to be friends because of genuine kindness. Gyeonwoo's feelings were complicated. He was angry, sad, and scared all at once. Away from the rooftop, Yomhua was preparing for something in secret. She was quietly serving the evil god spirit, helping the ritual move forward. No one knew exactly what she was doing, and she did not want Seong-ah or General Dongcheon to stop her. Seong-ah and Ji-ho decided to keep one secret from Gyeonwoo. Ji-ho had already known that Seong-ah was a shaman before Seong-ah told Gyeonwoo. They wanted to protect Gyeonwoo from more worry and heartbreak, so they kept this knowledge a secret a little while longer. Later, when Seong-ah, Gyeonwoo, and Ji-ho were going to study together, something strange happened. The baby ghost that had been following one of their classmates suddenly woke up. The little ghost started crying loud and clear, its small voice filling the quiet study room with sadness and noise. Seong-ah tried to stop the baby ghost from crying. She used all the magic and power she had to calm the ghost and protect Gyeonwoo from its troublesome presence. But this time, her efforts didn't work. The crying grew louder, swirling with bad energy. Panicking, she quickly reached for Gyeonwoo's hand, hoping her touch would keep the ghost away like before. Instead, the cup he was holding shattered in his grip. That's when she realized the human charm wasn't working. In the accident, a piece of the broken cup cut his hand. Seong-ah felt very worried. She wanted to understand why her special shaman powers were not working like before. She decided to visit the classmate's house who was haunted by the baby ghost. When Seong-ah arrived, she found out something surprising. The baby ghost was tied to one of the girl's dolls. The doll had a special connection to the ghost and was the reason the ghost would not leave. But the girl was very attached to the doll and did not want to give it away, even though she knew it was causing trouble. Seong-ah had to talk with kindness and patience, trying to explain that if the doll was not given up, the girl might someday become very sick, or worse. Meanwhile, back at school, Gyunwoo began to realize that Seong-ah's touches, her quick touches and secret ways to keep him safe, were because of her special shaman powers. For the first time, he started to believe in her magic. The very next day, at the quiet school library, the baby ghost's crying returned again. Seong-ah rushed to Gyeonwoo's side to protect him once more, but the magic still did not work. Suddenly, something unexpected happened. A heavy shelf filled with books fell down and accidentally hurt Gyeonwoo. Gyeonwoo was taken to the hospital. Fortunately, he recovered quickly, but the accident made everyone scared for his safety. Seong-ah felt incredibly sad and worried. She promised herself to do everything possible to protect Gyeonwoo from all harm, no matter what. Seong-ah asked Ji-ho to secretly put a special talisman on Gyeonwoo to keep him safe. Ji-ho agreed and made sure the talisman was hidden well. Later, Seong-ah met with the woman who had been haunted by the baby ghost before. The woman was upset and wanted her baby doll back very badly. This made Seong-ah return to her friend and gently explain the problem. She told her friend that the doll was tied to the baby ghost and that not giving up the doll could be very dangerous. After a long and sad talk, the friend finally agreed to give up the doll so the ghost could rest. Ji-ho noticed that Gyeonwoo was feeling very guilty about the fire at their old school and about his friend who had gotten hurt. The friend continued to call and blame Gyeonwoo, making him feel worse. Ji-ho wanted to help, so he visited Seong-ah and asked if he could be Gyeonwoo's human amulet, a true, loving friend who would protect him in person. To make it work, Ji-ho gave Gyeonwoo a small action figure that would guard him whenever Ji-ho wasn't around. The next morning, Seong-ah returned a baby doll to the ghost's mother, who had been searching through trash to find it. While doing so, she also came across the small lip balm she had once given Gyeonwoo, discarded. The sight made her heart ache. Tears filled her eyes as a gentle rain began to fall. Then, quietly, Gyeonwoo appeared with an umbrella and held it over her, keeping her dry. Gyeonwoo suddenly remembered something that made his heart ache deeply. Earlier, without thinking, he had thrown away a little gift that Seong-ah had given him. At the time, he didn't realize how important that gift was to her, or how much it meant as a sign of her care and hope for him. Now, feeling very sorry and full of regret, Gyeonwoo decided he had to find the gift and make things right. Near his house, he found Seong-ah crying alone in the cold rain. Inside, she sat on the floor wrapped in a blanket, holding the lip balm. She stayed quiet, while Gyeonwoo, worried she might catch a cold, gave her a cup of tea. Looking around, Seong-ah noticed old photographs on the walls and shelves. She picked up a few of Gyeonwoo with his grandmother. The photos had strange marks and writings. She looked at him and said softly, "These aren't just words. They're a curse." She explained that the curse was meant to condemn his grandmother to hell, and the only way to break it was to burn the photos. Gyeonwoo said he knew who had drawn the marks. Seong-ah told him that person must take back their wish, and after some rites he could keep the photos. Gyeonwoo told her she knew the person too, the one she had danced with at the haunted house, and asked if he was just a joke to them. "I know you won't believe me," she said quietly, "but I met Yeom-hwa that day. She's a stranger to me, and I have no intention of making others cry." Then she left, feeling sad. Later, Gyeonwoo decided to visit his estranged parents' house. He had a reason. He wanted to ask Yeom-hwa for help in breaking the curse the way Seong-ah had once suggested. Although he did not fully trust Yeom-hwa, he hoped she might have answers. While Gyeonwoo was away, Seong-ah visited the columbarium, a quiet place where the ashes of the dead are kept. There, she discovered a dark curse on his grandmother's urn. Seeking guidance, she went to her spirit mother, General Dongcheon, and explained she met the conditions to perform a cleansing ritual. Seong-ah concentrated with all her might. The spirit mother helped her chant ancient words to cleanse the curse. Slowly, the dark magic burned away in a small glowing flame. She gently placed the curse's ashes into holy water, freeing the grandmother's spirit to finally rest in peace. Later, Gyeonwoo met with Yeom-hwa. During their talk, she tried to place a harmful curse on Gyeonwoo, but luckily, Ji-ho's small magic action figure glowed with protective power, blocking it. Sensing the magic, Yeom-hwa told Gyeonwoo his grandmother had died recently because of him, but he already had an ally. Ji-ho saw them leaving together. After the cleansing ritual, Seong-ah noticed missed calls from Ji-ho. At that moment, Gyeonwoo arrived home with Yeom-hwa. She asked for the key, and once inside, searched for anything that might be the protective charm. She found it, but just in time. Seong-ah arrived. She courageously took back Jiho's action figure from Yeonhwa's hands before she could cause harm. Outside the house, Seong-ah confronted Yeonhwa firmly. "I know the curse was never going to be lifted. You planned to use this to hurt Gyeonwoo all along." Gyeonwoo, who overheard their conversation from a distance, felt his heart break into pieces. He felt betrayed and deeply sad, and with trembling hands, he decided to do something difficult. He gathered the photos of his grandmother, the ones with the curse written, and slowly, with great sorrow, he set them on fire, watching as the flames swallowed the memories he cherished. Later, Seong-ah and her spirit mother faced Yeonhwa and punished her for her dark deeds. General Dong Cheon cast a powerful reverse curse on Yeonhwa. This curse would cause Yeonhwa to die unless she changed her ways. But this kind of magic had a price. To protect Seong-ah, General Dongcheon agreed to take this heavy burden from their powerful god upon herself. As the curse began to take effect, Yeonhwa fled desperately to the old haunted house where the evil spirit was locked inside. In her panic, she smashed the head of a small wooden doll soaked in her blood and threw it away in rage. Seong-ah and the others learned that the evil spirit only needed to kill one more person to complete its plan and become a full, powerful evil god. The time to stop it was running out. The next day, Seong-ah watched over Gyeonwoo carefully. She used Jiho to help make sure Gyeonwoo touched the charm that protected him several times throughout the day. Slowly, Gyeonwoo began to understand that Seong-ah had been working hard to keep him safe all along, but because of the awkwardness between them, they still spoke very little. During basketball practice, Seong-ah suddenly sensed something strange. She saw many faceless ghosts gathering together near the court. A cold shiver ran down her spine. Quickly, she ran to seek her spirit mother. Together, they performed a ritual to reseal the haunted house and push back the spirits. These faceless ghosts had been waiting for the evil spirit to become a god, so they could gain faces of their own. Later that evening, Jiho and Gyeonwoo stayed overnight at Gyeonwoo's house to finish their school project. Sitting quietly, Gyeonwoo turned to Jiho and said, "Thank you for protecting me. I finally understand that Seong-ah was always trying to keep me safe, even if I didn't see it." Jiho smiled and shared stories about Seong-ah's difficult past. He said how her birth parents had forced her to be a shaman even when she didn't want to, how she appeared on TV as a young shaman and was teased badly at middle school because of it. Gyeonwoo listened carefully, his heart filling with respect for Seong-ah's courage. The next day, Seong-ah saw the school bully being hurt badly by his father. The boy ran away in fear and entered the old abandoned haunted house, the very place where the evil spirit was trapped. Suddenly, the spirit possessed the boy, taking control of him. Nearby, the ghost of the bully's lost pet appeared. It hurried to warn Seong-ah of the danger. Even though she knew she was not allowed inside the haunted house, Seong-ah felt she had no choice. With Gyeonwoo following her closely, brave but nervous, she stepped past the broken gate. Inside the dark house, the air was thick and cold. Shadows moved strangely on the walls, and there, standing ominously in front of Seong-ah, was a terrifying image. What looked like Gyeonwoo himself, but now possessed by the evil spirit. Seong-ah ran quickly toward the old haunted house where the evil spirit was trapped. Her heart pounded with worry and fear, but she was determined to save the school bully. Not far behind, Gyeonwoo and Jiho hurried after her, their footsteps echoing through the quiet street. They all knew this was the most dangerous place yet, but they had no choice. By the time they arrived, Seong-ah was already inside, trying to help the bully. As Gyeonwoo reached the creaking door, he pushed it open and stepped inside. Jiho moved to follow, but with a sudden, deafening bang, the heavy wooden door slammed shut, trapping him outside. He pounded on the door, calling for his friends, but no answer came. Inside the house, something terrible happened. The evil spirit suddenly took control of Gyeonwoo's body. Gyeonwoo's eyes darkened, and his movements became different, stiff, and strange. Seong-ah's heart sank, but she quickly understood the truth. Yeonhwa had planned this all along. She had chosen Gyeonwoo as the final offering, the last sacrifice needed for the evil spirit to grow stronger and become an all-powerful evil god. But inside Gyeonwoo's body, the evil spirit showed an unexpected side. It wasn't just scary, it was also strangely playful. When the spirit touched Seong-ah, it started acting funny and even seemed to like her. For a moment, Gyeonwoo's own feelings managed to break through the darkness. His eyes flickered back to their usual brightness, and he smiled faintly before the spirit took control again. Seong-ah quickly understood something very important. Every time the spirit inside Gyeonwoo touched her, Gyeonwoo's true self came back, even if only for a little while. Using this secret, the spirit made a surprising deal with Seong-ah. Seong-ah nodded. She closed her eyes and began to count carefully. 1, 2, 3. While she counted loudly, the spirit rushed away inside Gyeonwoo's body. As it hurried, the spirit passed by General Dongcheon, Seong-ah's powerful spirit mother. Without hesitation, General Dongcheon stood up and chased after him with strong magic. The chase led General Dongcheon face to face with a weak and trembling Yom Hwa. Without enough spiritual power left, Yom Hwa fainted at last. Meanwhile, Seong-ah stayed behind to perform a gentle ritual for Jinung, the school bully who had been possessed by another angry spirit. Seong-ah's soft words and warm light began to free Jinung, making the evil spirit release its hold on him. The spirit living inside Gyeonwoo's body felt confused. It tried to find its way back to the school, but got lost along the busy streets. On its confused path, it bumped into Jiho. Jiho didn't know what was really happening to Gyeonwoo, so he invited the spirit to play games with him at a nearby arcade. At the noisy arcade, as the spirit played video games and laughed strangely, a sudden shooting sound startled it. The noise sparked a deep, sad memory inside the spirit, a memory of war and pain far away. For a moment, sadness softened the spirit's sharp edges. Just then, Seong-ah arrived in time. Seeing the spirit inside Gyeonwoo's body, she held his hand gently and spoke quietly but firmly. "Please," she begged. "Let Gyeonwoo live. He is my first love." Once more, Gyeonwoo's true self appeared in his own body, shining through the darkness. Seeing him again filled Seong-ah with hope. She carefully helped him leave the arcade and brought him safely home. At home, they tried an exorcism ritual to force the evil spirit out, but despite their efforts, it did not work. Determined not to give up, they decided to tie themselves together physically. By connecting their hands and hearts, Seong-ah and Gyeonwoo would stay linked, keeping him from losing himself in the darkness again. Seong-ah's spirit mother, however, was worried and unhappy about this risky choice. Elsewhere, Seong-ah's spirit mother and other shamans took care of the unconscious Yom Hwa, hoping she would find peace through their rituals. The next morning, the evil spirit escaped once again and returned to the school. At the school archery field, the spirit met Gyeonwoo's old coach. Amused, the spirit showed interest in archery and even started practicing with the coach. Jiho quickly saw that this was not the real Gyeonwoo and without hesitation, kicked the spirit away just as Seong-ah came running to help. At the same time, Seong-ah's spirit mother performed a special ritual to remove the curses on Yom Hwa, even though they had a troubled past. Back at school, Seong-ah chased the evil spirit through hallways and classrooms. She gave him a name, Bongsu. She called out his name loudly 3 times. Bongsu answered back, but then suddenly froze. Seong-ah had used a spell with the power of his name, trapping him for a moment. She touched him again, and once more, Gyeonwoo appeared, shining brightly inside his own body. Now safely back in his body, Gyeonwoo and Seong-ah tried to hide the fact that their hands were still connected, still linked by the special bond that kept him safe. Later, Seong-ah saw Bongsu filling out a form to enter an archery contest. Bongsu said with a smirk, "It's what Gyeonwoo wants." Seong-ah checked carefully and found it was true. Gyeonwoo had made plans to join the contest again. On the school rooftop, with the warm sun shining and a gentle breeze blowing, Gyeonwoo explained the difficult truth. He had made a deal with Bongsu. If Bongsu allowed him to compete, the spirit could use Gyeonwoo's body at school when he wanted. Seong-ah smiled brightly, and Gyeonwoo pulled her into a warm hug, confessing that he liked her. A flashback showed how Yom Hwa had once been General Dongcheon's spirit daughter, but had done a forbidden ritual to try to turn her dead baby into a god. This dark act had changed everything between them. Their relationship, once strong and close, became tense and full of worry. Back in the present day, the world seemed quieter, with softer moments for Seong-ah and Gyeonwoo. Despite all the dangers around them, the two shared tender and gentle times together. They still hid their joined hands from the other students at school. Their fingers stayed tightly tied, a quiet secret, and a symbol of their deep connection and trust. Watching from a distance, their friend Jiho looked on quietly, his own feelings tangled and complicated. He cared about Seonga very much, but was unsure how to share his heart. One afternoon, after a long day at school, Seonga and Gyunwoo walked home together, side by side. The sun was setting with colors of soft pink and orange painting the sky. They talked about their feelings slowly and carefully, each trying to understand what the other meant without rushing. Gyunwoo's voice was gentle when he spoke, and Seonga looked at him with warm eyes. Their hearts seemed close to opening fully, almost sharing a sweet, shy kiss. But just as the moment blossomed, Jiho suddenly appeared, breaking the silence. When they reached Gyunwoo's house, Jiho playfully said to Seonga, "You know, I like you, even if you and Gyunwoo are holding hands all the time." They knew these feelings were real and would need to be faced in time. For now, the three friends agreed that saving Gyunwoo from the evil spirit Bongsu was the most important thing. Later, they noticed something strange. Jiho's special action figure, the little human amulet he had given Gyunwoo for protection, was broken, its pieces scattered on the floor. Seonga looked carefully, but smiled with relief when she saw the human amulet she had made herself still safe and glowing quietly. That night, as the world grew quiet and the moon rose high, Seong-ah and Gyunwoo went to sleep, unaware of what was about to happen. Between 1:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m., in a special time called the Hour of the Ox, Bongsu, the evil spirit inside Gyunwoo, awoke. To everyone's surprise, Bongsu showed strange and unexpected feelings towards Seong-ah. Sometimes, instead of fighting her, Bongsu seemed to cooperate gently. It was as if the spirit had begun to care for her in a small and mysterious way. At the same time, Yeom-hwa appeared before Bongsu, telling him that soon he would serve as her powerful god, the source of her strength. But Bongsu only frowned and told Yeom-hwa he had no plans to follow her orders just yet. Yeom-hwa realized that the spiritual bonds tying her to Bongsu meant she needed to wait patiently for the right time. Seong-ah's spirit aunt, a wise and gentle elder, and another older spirit who was General Dongchen's sister, sensed the growing evil energy from Bongsu. They arrived quickly and began to fight the dark spirit, chanting strong spells to banish him from Gyunwoo's body. Bongsu fought back fiercely, but when the elder spirit began chanting a special powerful spell, the strength of Bongsu started to fade. At just the right moment, Seong-ah bravely touched Bongsu's arm. Instantly, Gyunwoo's real self returned for a brief, shining moment. With his voice shaking but clear, Gyunwoo told Seong-ah to take charge of the situation. She nodded and wisely locked the door from outside to keep the dangers contained. Seong-ah then called Gyunwoo's phone. When it rang, instead of a normal ringtone, a strange sound of gunfire echoed through the room. This noise triggered a painful memory inside Bongsu, making the spirit suddenly cry. It was then revealed that Gyunwoo's spiritual senses were starting to open. Now he could hear ghosts, and soon would also be able to see, taste, and even smell them. When the time came that he could smell ghosts, he would be fully connected to the spirit world and could never return to being only human again. During this powerful time, Seong-ah learned something incredible. She discovered that Yeom-hwa had once been her spirit sister, General Dongcheon's spirit daughter, a fact that made everything even more complicated and sad. Later, Seong-ah spoke quietly with Bongsu, making him promise never to hurt innocent people again. Bongsu told her the reason he needed to use Gyunwoo's body was to search for a memorial stone for student soldiers, a place lost when stones were moved long ago. Gyunwoo practiced every day for the big archery competition, while Seong-ah gently placed her hand on his back. Her touch, filled with love and support, gave him strength and courage for what lay ahead. With Bongsu's help, Seong-ah drew a powerful magic amulet on Gyunwoo's body. This special spell, that could only be used once, allowed Gyunwoo to be free from Bongsu's control for an entire day. The next day, as Gyunwoo prepared nervously for the archery competition, Yeom-hwa grew jealous and angry. She began her own secret ritual, trying to join her spirit to Bongsu's to gain even more power for herself. Because of this, Bongsu returned suddenly, opening Gyunwoo's spiritual eyes. For the first time, Gyunwoo saw Seong-ah's spiritual energy glowing softly all around her, shining bright like a warm light in the dark world of spirits. In that magical, life-changing moment, Gyunwoo felt his world shift. He was no longer just a normal boy. He was becoming connected deeply to the spirit world. And with Xiong'a by his side, holding his hand, he knew he wouldn't have to face this new, strange world alone. Yumhua prepared a powerful, dark spell. She aimed her magic toward Gyeonwoo, hoping to unbalance him and gain control over his growing spirit powers. She whispered sharp words, sending the unifying spell curling through the air like black smoke. But Seong-ah was ready. She worked hard to protect Gyeonwoo. The battle of magic was fierce. Yumhua's spell struck Seong-ah directly, leaving a painful curse burning in her chest. Seong-ah's face tightened with pain, but she didn't let the sorrow show. She stayed strong, holding the protective shield steady for Gyeonwoo's sake. Inside his heart, Gyeonwoo focused deeply. He pulled all his courage and determination together as he took his place at the archery field. Drawing his bow carefully, he aimed at the target. The arrows flew true, hitting one bullseye after another. Gyeonwoo won the competition with the proud cheer of the crowd ringing in his ears. After the applause faded, Gyeonwoo noticed something troubling. Seong-ah's spiritual energy, once bright and pure, now shimmered with a darker shade. The curse she had taken was making her light dim and heavy, like a cloud blocking out the sun. His heart ached seeing her burdened like this. Worried for her, Gyeonwoo sought the help of Seong-ah's mother's older spirit sister, a wise and kind elder spirit who watched over them from the spirit world. The elder spirit gently took Seong-ah's human amulet from Gyeonwoo's hand. She whispered prayers to the powerful gods, pleading for protection over both Seong-ah and Gyeonwoo, asking them to guard the two young souls from harm. The elder spirit's voice was soft, but firm. "Gyeonwoo," she warned, "your spirit senses are opening, but the world of spirits is dangerous. Be very careful. If you ever come face to face with evil spirits, do not look at them directly. Do not let them see your blood. If you do, you could be lost to the spirit world forever." Back at school and at home, many noticed the change in Seong-ah. Her tired eyes and quiet steps told the story of the curse weighing on her. At her house one night, Seong-ah had a strange vision. She saw Yumhua carrying an invisible wooden box, something heavy and secret. Seong-ah told her spirit mother about this vision, and when Yumhua found out, anger flared in her eyes. The invisible box held the ghost of her own dead child, the child she had trapped long ago in a coffin carried on her back during her dark ritual. Seong-ah's spirit mother explained that the gods were punishing Yumhua by tying her to this eternal suffering. The trapped child's spirit was a result of Yumhua's own choices and dark magic. Yumhua swore revenge with chilling determination. She cursed Seong-ah's spirit mother, vowing to bring her harm. One quiet afternoon, Gyeonwoo visited Seong-ah's house. He stayed calm, but kept the truth about his growing spiritual senses and their risks hidden. As they spent time together, something gentle and peaceful happened. They both quietly fell asleep side by side on the soft floor. Suddenly, Seong-ah's mother appeared, scolding them loudly but with a secret smile. "You two need to focus on school," she said as they hurriedly left for class. At school, Seong-ah wrote down her dream, to graduate from high school and one day go to college like a normal student. Nearby, the spirit Bong-soo, who sometimes took over Gyeonwoo's body, wrote that his own dream was to finally become an adult spirit, free and strong. Later, Seong-ah sensed a fever rising inside her. She noticed a ghost following one of her classmates, Beom-soo, who looked very sad. Beom-soo was being bullied by students from his old school, and the ghost trailing him was a dark and dangerous suicide spirit. Seong-ah decided to help Beom-soo, facing the ghost's sorrowful power with courage. Gyeonwoo tried to stay away, afraid of the growing danger. But when the shadowy spirit threatened Seong-ah, Gyeonwoo stepped forward bravely, ready to protect her. During the struggle, Gyeonwoo accidentally cut his hand on a sharp edge. His blood dripped onto the floor, and something inside him awoke. His spiritual senses grew even stronger. He could now smell and taste the spirits nearby, the world around him filled with strange new sensations. Overcome by the sudden flood of senses and pain, Gyeonwoo passed out. When he woke, he was lying in the school infirmary. He opened his eyes slowly and saw Seong-ah sitting beside him, looking very pale and sick. For 3 whole days, Gyeonwoo stayed by her side, holding her hand gently until her strength returned. When Seong-ah recovered, she insisted on taking Gyeonwoo back to archery practice. But as they arrived, she noticed something strange. This wasn't the Gyeonwoo she knew. Bong-soo, the evil spirit inside him, was controlling his body more completely. Bong-su forgot to do the special palm exercises Gyan-woo always did before practice. This little detail told Seong-ah everything she needed to know. The evil spirit had Gyun-woo's spirit, taking over him far more deeply than before. This revelation shifts the direction of the story significantly. Bong-su then makes a report to Seong-ah's spirit mother, General Dong Cheon, explaining how Yeom-hwa, the other shaman, had helped him in his plans. Bong-su reveals that Yeom-hwa manipulated Gyan-woo through the case involving a suicide ghost, effectively using him to advance her dark goals. Although this news is troubling, General Dongcheon advises Seong-ah to adopt a different approach. She tells her that Bong-su is fundamentally a lonely spirit in need of kindness and care. The strategy is to comfort Bong-su instead of fighting him outright, as this might be the key to calming the restless spirit. At the same time, it becomes clear that Yeom-hwa has vanished and is suspected of preparing something serious and dangerous. Following her mother's advice, Seong-ah begins to show kindness toward Bong-su. This acceptance seems to have an immediate effect. Bong-su appears pleased that Seong-ah no longer rejects him. The next day at school, Bong-su's status changes drastically. He becomes surprisingly popular, making numerous friends and drawing attention everywhere he goes. Despite Bong-su's newfound social success, Seong-ah feels an increasing distance and sadness, missing the real Gyan-woo deeply. Later that night, Seong-ah recalls the Hour of the Ox, a special time from 1:30 a.m. to 3:30 a.m., when spirits are most active. Knowing this as an opportunity, she attempts to reach the real Gyan-woo, now trapped as a ghost within Bong-su's spirit. In response, Gyan-woo shares a dream about two teenage soldiers from a past era. Seong-ah encourages him to reach out and build a connection with these soldiers, believing that understanding Bong-su's past might help Gyan-woo's spirit find peace and pass on. However, Gyan-woo's attempts are met with hostility in the dream, as the soldiers begin shooting at him, signaling that the path toward peace will be difficult. During regular school hours, Bong-su continues to live as Gyan-woo, engaging actively in activities such as archery, a skill Gyan-woo was good at. He maintains a positive attitude, striving to enjoy his life and be part of the community. This development is heard by Yeom-hwa, who prepares a dark ritual within the old haunted house. She confronts Bong-su and informs him that Seong-ah wants the real Gyan-woo back. To test Bong-su's claim, Bong-su uses a stolen amulet provided by Yeom-hwa. This talisman effectively blocks the real Gyan-woo from emerging during the Hour of the Ox. Consequently, when Seong-ah tries to wake Gyan-woo's spirit, it is actually Bong-su who answers. In these interactions, Bong-su listens carefully as Seong-ah speaks about guiding him toward crossing over peacefully. Despite this, Bong-su feels hurt upon realizing Seong-ah's true desires. She wants the real Gyan-woo, not him. This awareness causes a sense of loneliness and emotional conflict within Bong-su. The following day, Bong-su takes Seong-ah and their mutual friend Ji-ho to a specific location, the memorial stone for a close friend of Bong-su's from the past. They learn that Bong-su's friend had tasked him with delivering a ring to his mother before dying. However, Bong-su was killed first and could not fulfill this promise. This broken vow prevents Bong-su's spirit from resting peacefully. Bong-su finally buries the ring near the memorial, honoring his friend's wish. After this act, Bong-su withdraws his assistance from everyone, including Seong-ah. Concerned about the real Gyan-woo's fate, Ji-ho approaches Yeom-hwa, seeking her help to bring Gyan-woo back from Bong-su's control. Yeom-hwa agrees only if Ji-ho retrieves Bong-su's ring, which Ji-ho manages to find. However, he soon realizes Yeom-hwa's true intentions. She never intended to genuinely help. Yeom-hwa attempted to summon the Grim Reaper, a powerful entity tasked with guiding souls to the underworld, aiming to take both Bong-su and Gyan-woo. However, General Dong Cheon intervened by stripping Yeom-hwa of her shaman powers, halting her plans temporarily. Nevertheless, Yeom-hwa resumes her efforts by using Bong-su's ring to perform a ritual calling upon the Grim Reaper again. In response, Seong-ah and her family quickly prepare a counter-strategy. They keep Bong-su confined safely within Seong-ah's room to prevent his escape. Seong-ah herself is assigned to perform a deceptive ritual at the burial site of the ring, designed to trick the Grim Reaper into leaving without taking any souls. Initially, the events seem to proceed successfully. But inside the locked room, Bong-su, feeling anger and loneliness, fights back. He uses a counter-curse from Seong-ah's spellbook to undermine Yeom-hwa's ritual. Yeom-hwa immediately senses the curse and realizes that the Grim Reaper's arrival is imminent. Unexpectedly, nothing happens as the Grim Reaper fails to manifest fully at first. Then, Yeom-hwa notices that the handkerchief gifted to her by Seong-ah's spirit mother is not a simple piece of cloth but a human amulet, a protective charm designed to shield her from harm. In a powerful and intense scene, the Grim Reaper finally appears not to take Bong-soo or Yeom-hwa, but to claim the soul of General Dong Cheon. The gathering is in a heavy silence as the Grim Reaper gently carries away the spirit mother's soul. Everyone present, including Yeom-hwa, sheds tears at the loss. Despite previous conflicts and dark schemes, the death of General Dong Cheon marks a significant turning point, bringing a somber close to an important chapter in the issue. Seong-ah's spirit mother, General Dong Cheon, has died. Everyone feels the heavy sadness because she was very kind and strong. Bong-soo, the evil spirit who controls Gyeon-woo's body, realizes something very important. He understands that Seong-ah's spirit mother died because of him. Even though Bong-soo feels bad about this, he cannot stop doing what he does. Bong-soo is scared and wants to survive no matter what. He feels trapped between being a powerful spirit and feeling lonely. While this is happening, Yeom-hwa, the other shaman, is chasing after Bong-soo, but the sadness and darkness have been too much for her. She becomes so upset that she tries to hurt herself. She feels desperate because things are going wrong. Just when she is about to do something terrible, Seong-ah finds her and stops her. Seong-ah reminds Yeom-hwa that their spirit mother gave her life to save Yeom-hwa long ago. Because of this, Seong-ah promises to protect Yeom-hwa, no matter what. They both hold Yeom-hwa back, so she cannot run after Bong-soo again. The story then switches to a different scene. Bong-soo is pretending to be Gyeon-woo, acting as if there is no evil spirit inside him anymore. He takes Seong-ah on a date, and they spend some happy time together. Bong-soo smiles and tells her he feels like Bong-soo is gone for good. But while they are together, Seong-ah kisses him and quietly spreads salt around him, protecting Gyeon-woo from any bad spirits. Salt is a traditional way to keep evil away. As she does this, Seong-ah cries softly. She misses the real Gyeon-woo deeply. Bong-soo then passes out, leaves Gyeon-woo's body, and walks away with Seong-ah. Later on, Gyeon-woo wakes up but finds that Seong-ah has gone. He begins to look for her, feeling worried. At the same time, Yeom-hwa reveals a terrible secret. She tells the other shamans that Bong-soo has now become a full evil god because he has taken his 100th victim, Seong-ah's spirit mother. This means Bong-soo is even more dangerous now. Many months pass, but no one knows where Seong-ah is. Gyeon-woo stays busy practicing archery and winning medals. He is very good at it but starts to feel tired and worn out. Even though he keeps practicing, Seong-ah never returns. One day, someone from Gyeon-woo's past comes back. His old friend, the girl who once hurt him, is finally out of the hospital. It turns out she caused the fire that hurt him long ago. But even with their painful past, Gyeon-woo does not give up on her. Now that she is healed, she wants to try archery again. They part on good terms, as friends. The day of graduation arrives. Seong-ah does not come to the party, even though she promised she would. Ji-ho and Gyeon-woo celebrate together but feel the empty space where Seong-ah should be. Still wondering about her, Gyeon-woo visits Seong-ah's home. There, he meets Yeom-hwa. Yeom-hwa tells him that Seong-ah is not dead. She explains that if Seong-ah had really died, she would have appeared in their dreams wearing white to say goodbye. This is because of a special magic that connects them. Yeom-hwa then gives Gyeon-woo a way to find Seong-ah. Determined, Gyeon-woo visits a family friend of Seong-ah's, who makes protective charms and amulets. He takes some amulets and uses them to catch faceless ghosts. Gyeon-woo hopes to have one of these ghosts help him find Seong-ah. But what Gyeon-woo does not know is that Yeom-hwa is tricking him. She plans to kill Seong-ah when she finds her, thinking this is the only way to remove the evil god inside her. Soon, one faceless ghost leads Gyeon-woo to a quiet clearing on a mountain where Seong-ah is found. There, Seong-ah is seen comforting 100 lost and wandering spirits. Gyeon-woo helps her escape from Yeom-hwa, who has also arrived at the scene. Years pass, and Gyeon-woo becomes a famous archer, winning many competitions. Both he and Ji-ho miss Seong-ah very much. Jiho moves to live with Gyeonwoo at his grandmother's house to be closer to him. One day, Gyeonwoo learns that Seonga's spirit aunt has passed away. Along with this news, Gyeonwoo receives back the human amulet that the spirit aunt made especially for him. Later, Gyeonwoo shares a secret with Yeomhwa. He has been having strange dreams about a high school classmate. The dreams feel odd, as if they belong to Seonga, not him. In them, he cannot find the girl. It is then revealed that the dream is actually Seonga's. She hides inside a small cabinet with Bong-soo, afraid that Gyeonwoo will find her because she does not want to hurt him. Gyeonwoo remembers a drawing from one of Seonga's dreams. The drawing looks like the house of the amulet maker, the family friend who makes protective charms. Bong-soo, now living inside Seonga's body, visits the amulet maker's home. Later, Gyeonwoo arrives at the amulet maker's house to talk about his strange dreams. But when he meets Seonga, who kisses him, he realizes this is not the real Seonga. It is Bong-soo pretending to be her. One day, Gyeonwoo finally met Bong-soo again. But this time, Bong-soo was still inside Seonga's body. This unusual meeting happened because Yeomhwa, the other shaman, had used a powerful and special spell to bring Gyeonwoo and Bong-soo together. It was a strange and surprising moment for Gyeonwoo. Gyeonwoo carefully brought Bong-soo, who looked like Seonga, back to his home. When their close friend Ji-ho saw Bong-soo acting in Seonga's body, he was shocked and very surprised. Ji-ho didn't know what to think at first, but he tried his best to understand. Soon, word spread quickly among all their school friends. Seonga was back. They talked about how much they had missed her. Hearing these words, Bong-soo began to feel guilty. He thought, Seonga should be with her true friends, not with me inside her body. Even so, Bong-soo could not leave Seonga's body yet. There was still something missing. He had to find his true name first. Only then could he cross over safely into the afterlife and finally rest in peace. Meanwhile, Gyeonwoo tried many times to contact the real Seonga during a special time called the Hour of the Ox. This particular time happens every night between 1:30 a.m. and 3:30 a.m., when ghosts and spirits are the most awake and active. Gyeonwoo hoped this time would help Seonga fight to take back her body from Bong-soo, but Bong-soo was tricky. He played a prank on Gyeonwoo by pretending to be Seonga, not letting the real Seonga take control. Gyeonwoo became very frustrated and told Bong-soo to stop playing games and be serious. Later, feeling sorry for his angry words, Gyeonwoo apologized. Bong-soo then explained the truth. Seonga's body was starting to break down inside, getting weaker every day, and she might not survive much longer. Even so, Seonga didn't want to lose her body or let Bong-soo leave it. She wanted to hold on as long as she could, even if it was hard. Wanting to help, Gyeonwoo made a brave choice. He entered Seonga's dream, but instead of acting as himself, he pretended to be Bong-soo. Inside this dream world, Gyeonwoo spoke gently and kindly. He convinced Seonga to come out of where she was hiding inside her mind and to take back control of her body. He kissed her softly, just as she had done before when she left, while Bong-soo returned to Gyeonwoo's body. Step by step, Seonga woke up, her eyes opening to the real world once again. Ji-ho, who often quietly watched Seonga and Gyeonwoo together, smiled, but felt it was time for him to move on. He decided he would leave Gyeonwoo's house, knowing that Seonga and Gyeonwoo needed space to heal and grow closer. That night, Seonga was still very weak as she slept. Unknown to many, Gyeonwoo was talking to Yeomhwa. He had made a difficult and brave decision. He wanted to sacrifice himself to save Seonga from the evil spirit's hold. Together, Gyeonwoo and Yeomhwa started a powerful exorcism ritual at the haunted house where Bong-soo had once become an evil spirit. But the amulet maker and other close friends found out about this plan. They were worried because the exorcism was very dangerous. It would cause Yeomhwa to die alongside Gyeonwoo as they fought to remove Bong-soo. They tried to prepare a special ritual to save both of them, but Seonga herself didn't know about these efforts. Inside her dreams, Seonga remembered who she really was. She saw images of her spirit mother and recalled that she was a shaman, a special person who helps spirits find peace. She had forgotten this while Bong-soo controlled her body. Suddenly, Seonga woke up and found a letter Yeomhwa had left. The letter explained the plan and what had to happen. Quickly, Seonga called out to the gods who had once protected her and asked them to return. Soon, her special patron god appeared, along with the spirit of her mother. Together, their strong powers opened the door to the haunted house where the battle was taking place. They drove Yumhua out, leaving Xiang'a alone face-to-face with Bongsu. At the same time, inside Bongsu's dream, Gyunwoo had an important realization. The older man they thought was Bongsu, a figure often appearing in the dream, was actually just part of Bongsu's imagination. This imaginary man was created to stop Bongsu from feeling regret about not giving his friend's ring to his mother before dying. Together, Gyunwoo and Bongsu found Bongsu's real true name hidden deep inside his mind. This was the key Bongsu needed to finally rest. With this knowledge, Seong-ah said goodbye to Bongsu one last time. She performed a peaceful ritual that helped Bongsu move on from the world of spirits to the afterlife. Bongsu's journey ended peacefully at last. After the ritual, Gyunwoo safely returned to his own body. Time passed, and years later, we see Gyunwoo as a famous Olympic archer, winning medals and living a normal life. He can no longer see ghosts or spirits. Seong-ah continues her work as a shaman, helping spirits find peace and rest. Both Gyunwoo and Seong-ah living peaceful and normal lives, connected forever by the many challenges they faced and overcame together. If you enjoyed this recap, hit that like button and subscribe for more. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and see you next time.